Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on the Flash film as well as some other DC movie news. So it has been quite the week that we've had with the rumour that the Snyder Cut of Justice League was going to be announced as a release on HBO Max at some point over the next 12 months, which then came to reality after a Man of Steel watch party, with it being announced as a 2021 release date due to the fact it actually needs to be properly finished, as the cut did exist, or sort of existed, but didn't exist at the same time. But it does seem that it will be a mini-series of sorts rather than a film, because I think it'd just be too long to put out there as a film. Like, who's going to watch 4.5 hours straight? Not many. So 6 episodes, like 40 minutes or so each, sounds better, but yeah, it will be interesting to see what happens there as a whole. But while that is a director's cut of a film being made into a short series of sorts for HBO Max, there are actual DC movies set for theaters that are in development and about to move forward that, once again, come out next year or the year after. And various new information on a few of them is what we will be going over in today's video. But of course, throughout it, be sure to let me know your various opinions in the comment section down below. I'm intrigued to see what you guys have to say, think, disagree with. Just let me know all of your opinions down there. I'm intrigued to see what they are. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video and this stuff gets you excited or curious or anything like that, or you just enjoy the video, why not drop a like, and it takes 2 seconds. So the first thing I want to go over is in regards to the Flash movie that of course has been in, I think this actually be putting it lightly, development hell. But with the addition of Andy Muschietti to the position of director, it did seem that the movie was on a fast track, pun potentially intended there, to get started, and was apparently set to begin filming, well, around now. But of course, Corona time has impacted all filming, so who knows when that will get going. And though the Ezra Miller stuff has caused a ruckus as to whether they're going to replace him or not, I really can't see them recasting him, especially when other studios, not just Warner Brothers, but also Warner Brothers in the same case, have kept other people on projects for much worse things. But who knows, tomorrow they could kick him to the curb. We'll have to wait until they start filming. If he's still there on the first day of filming, then he's still there, but we'll have to wait and see. But I don't see him getting replaced. Now, the Illuminati, no, not the Illuminati, the Illuminati has reported exclusively that the role of Iris West for the Flash film is being recast, which caught me off guard and I was very surprised at first. Now, as most of you would know, Kiersey Clemons was cast in the role of Iris West for not just the Flash solo film, but also Justice League, where she would actually first appear as the character. But those scenes did not appear in the theatrical cut, but we did see her in a deleted scene, and I think it's also just Zack Snyder has posted pictures of her behind the scenes from the scenes that she was meant to appear in with that film. So she is yet to appear on screen, which does give the studio a sort of easy way out of this recast due to the fact that, she's never appeared on the screen and no one gets attached to the character. However, due to the Snyder Cut now coming out, could this make that recasting a big issue or just stop it altogether? And it's hard to tell, as apparently talks between Warner Brothers and Zack Snyder started in November last year with this, and this Iris West recasting information is only like a month or so old. So if that was the case and the Snyder Cut would affect the recasting or stop it, then I doubt this would be out there. But I think in regards to all this, it would be a wait and watch type situation, but by the time the Snyder Cut would come out on HBO Max, the Flash movie, hopefully for the sake of its release date, would have already started filming, but the Snyder Cut does come out before the Flash movie, so we would know, I guess, before anything Snyder Cut related as to whether the recasting happens, as the Flash movie would have already started filming, but it's going to be interesting. But in regards to the recasting of Iris West, here is the description of the casting call, if you want to call it. They are looking for an actress, 21 to 25 years old, to play a 23-year-old Iris West. The character is described as smart, bold, always with a cell phone in hand. She's an energetic and perhaps over-caffeinated, tenacious cub reporter for the Central Citizen. She can be a bit over the top, but despite her idiosyncrasies, there is something about her that draws people in. She's additionally described as having the fashion sense of Carrie Bradshaw and the smarts of Christiane Amanpour. I think that's how you say it. The Central Citizen is described as a modern 21st century style newspaper, which is perfect for the stylish, bright-eyed young reporter. Now, in regards to my thoughts on this recasting, look, I wasn't over the moon when Kiersey Clemons, because I thought with this cast of the casting of Iris was they need to get someone known that sort of has some sort of following. Kiersey Clemons has that now. Back then she didn't. So at the moment I'm fine with it, but back then I was sort of against it. But I am wondering whether the drop in the role is the reason that she might be leaving, and it's maybe just she wanted to leave and then Warner was like, okay, well, our actress left, maybe now we have to recast. Because from what I know, the original casting when she was brought in, Kiersey Clemons, was that it was like a female lead sort of in the movie, but now from the what Illuminati's saying, it's actually dropped to a supporting character. So she'll be in the movie, I guess a comparison I can give is Rachel McAdams and Doctor Strange, maybe that amount of screen time, and maybe she's like, well, I signed on for this, now you're giving me this, and then she just maybe took it out and didn't want to be involved with it. I don't know. But in that deleted scene, also the shots that Zack Snyder provided, she looked good as Iris West. Obviously, it was said that she had good chemistry with Ezra Miller. You didn't get that from the deleted scene because there was no dialogue between them. There was no real sound, to be completely honest. So it's hard to tell if there actually is any chemistry there, and it should be important that they have chemistry. But obviously, we'll never know, I guess, if they do recast her. But the biggest drama that could potentially arise from this recasting is if they don't cast another mixed or black actress or African-American actress. As I said, the fact that she never appeared on screen gives them an easier way out in regards to recasting. But say if they do cast another race, especially, I know, because you know how it's going to blow up, especially if it's like a white actor or something, you know it's going to blow up and there'll be more controversy about this movie. I personally think they will go for another mixed actress, and it mainly comes down to the fact that it does seem like they, and I believe they should as well, move Iris West as a mixed or African-American character, because we have a Candice Patton on the Flash TV show for so long now. People are going to start reading the comics and go, hold on, isn't Iris black? Like, what the hell's going on here? Why is she white in the comics? So I think they should move the character in that direction. I think if you cast, even if it's like Asian or Hispanic or something in the movie, it just sort of causes confusion, and it, I guess, takes away anything that Candice Patton did with Iris, because I thought it was going to move the character into, becoming mixed or black in the comics. But then if it doesn't happen in the movies, where like a lot of people will watch as well, then it sort of just takes everything away from that was developed in the TV show in regards to progression. So it'll be interesting to see what they do there. It could be potentially dramatic, but once again, like this whole situation, it's a wait and watch and find out and see what happens, I guess. But the next piece of information is once again coming from the Illuminati. They are reporting that a Justice Society of America, or a JSA spin-off movie, is in early talks. And you might be wondering, like, hold on, a spin-off movie? Like, from what other movie would it be spinning off from? Well, the JSA is set to appear in the upcoming Black Adam movie with your boy Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, which, like The Flash, was apparently set to start production this year. But Black Adam was coming out next year, I think, at the end of next year. But this production could be pushed to early next year because The Rock's got a heavy schedule, but I don't know. But yeah, I think it'll just depend on how things around the world develop for the most part, but we'll have to wait and see. But the spin-off will rely on reception to the group in Black Adam. Not Black Adam as a movie, but the group in Black Adam itself. Now, I love the JSA, and would love to see them have their own film and the spotlight that they honestly deserve. In my opinion, they are better than the Justice League as a group. Not as like individual. You could actually you could argue the individual heroes, but as a group, I'd much rather read a JSA comic than a Justice League comic. But reception from Black Adam might not be the only factor. It is important to remember Stargirl is now airing on both DC Universe and the CW, giving it much more eyes than it would in the DC Universe, like much more, like 80% more eyes. And the response to the first episode was much better than expected. So the interest to the group on that could factor into a movie focusing on the characters as well. Now, from what we know so far, the JSA will appear as two different groups from two different time periods in the film. The first, the earlier group, will consist of the Wizard Shazam, Hawkgirl, Hawkman, Dr. Fate, Jay Garrick's Flash, and the Alan Scott Green Lantern. And the second iteration of the JSA later in time, I guess in present day maybe, I don't know, I have to wait and see, will consist of reincarnated versions of Hawkgirl and Hawkman, Dr. Fate as, well, he is immortal, Atom Smasher, and finally, Cyclone. Now, with Cyclone, it seems she was brought in to replace Stargirl, who reportedly was going to be a part of the film, but Cyclone initially wasn't. So maybe they saw the potential in the TV series of Stargirl and didn't want to intrude on that, recasting, taking away from Brett Bassinger. I think it's a smart decision, so decided to bring in Cyclone and give her some attention in this movie instead. Now, the biggest thing that could come from this is, would they have the JSA and Justice League on the same Earth? Maybe they might treat the JSA as this classic big group from back in the day, and they were like the quote-unquote Justice League back then, and the modern-day interpretation with Cyclone and Atom Smasher coming in is more like a smaller side team, like a Titans or something like that. I could see them going down that route because I don't think the DC movies at the moment are going to introduce the multiverse. I think they might wait a bit to do that and just rely on building this own Earth themselves and then branching off into the multiverse in like the Flash movie or something else like that. So I guess I think they'll probably do that. And also we have Shazam that's set in the Justice League world and Black Adam's attached to that. So yeah, I don't think they'll do any multiverse thing like we had in the comics with the JSA. But overall, I'm really excited to see this. I just love the JSA, and I can't wait to see them just not appear in Black Adam, which pretty much is confirmed now, but for them also to potentially get their own movie. Now, I don't see them calling it Justice Society of America. I can actually see them calling it Justice Society, which usually a lot of people call them anyway. So yeah, I hope it happens, and I cannot wait. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it, show support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on this news. Do you think the recasting of Iris is a good idea? If so, who would you recast in the role? Do you have any ideas? And what are your thoughts on the potential JSA film spinning off from the Black Adam film? Do you like the idea of it? Did you enjoy them in Stargirl? If you've seen that, let me know all of your opinions down there. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.